Now, ngibone uAhe Chilwane Ahe. Ngibone ipulana. Yize ngisikhumbulayo leso. Hayi okuningi angikukhumbuli. Uzangixolela. I tried. Listen, gentlemen. Leading the church is the founder. So much will be talked about him. In fact, the person in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, comes from her hands. So I'm actually her product. Yes. This is where I started. So in a way, I'm giving away my age. Also, we were reminiscing no Koko ngale, ngithi Koko. Ngithi Koko phela mina esontweni ngabhabhadiswa ulamfundiso mude lo. Ata ufana nami ngithi yebo. Ngikhumbula le mfundiso wayemude kanje. Koko uyongifundisa. So imisebenzi yakho lekho. And desajabula thina usawuphethe ngomsebenzi. So you can speak Zulu, understand Zulu. Hey, I must always remember to translate. Remember, we've got so many languages in South Africa, right? Ladies and gentlemen, have a seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. But first, allow me to acknowledge the following. In our midst, we just introduced him, Mr. Matume Chilwan. The other time I said the other way around. Then we also have Goniwe, School of Leadership Board that is led by Mr. Thabisong. We have our CEO, who's driving the organization on a daily basis, Mr. Mashamu in our midst. We also have a EXCO, that's the executive committee. We also have in our midst, ladies and gentlemen, Chief Director Dennis Makwakwa. We also have Johannesburg East District Director, Miss Irene Mashal. Sis Irene, you're welcome. Officials there's one official who was shouting at me in the morning, but it's fine. I understand. It's part of the job. Yeah, so not in a bad way. No, don't worry, not in a bad way. We also have our honorable cause. Marco, this is what I learned today. This is one thing that I will always remember. That I learned today. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Who is the leader? Teacher is the leader. Who is the leader? Teacher is the leader. Follow the leader. I will always cherish that one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in our midst Ukoko Makudu. She's the founder member of this center. So you can tell, if my hair is gray and in Fundela, then you can tell how old she is. But we also have Principal Nai. And now you have given over and say, I no longer have the strength. Somebody else must take over. Principal Koza. Then also we have in our midst, ladies and gentlemen, the Alex ECD Combined Forum led by Ukoni Mashango. I'm not sure if you're related to her. Say, okay, no relation to our CEO, but I see some connection, Mashango. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we also have to acknowledge, it will be remiss on my part if I don't acknowledge the partners and the sponsors, not in any order, please, ladies and gentlemen. Umaskumila is here, Edit Micro is here, independent media, particularly Saturday Sun, that's what they told, yeah. Inyalu, National Library of South Africa, Exclusive Books, Vivla Publishers, News 24, and Alex News. I hope I have acknowledged everyone who's supposed to be acknowledged, ladies and gentlemen. So to start off, to kick off, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important that we are here. I'm not telling the purpose. Our CEO will be over to give us the purpose of what, why are we here today. And I hope Usisi Ntswaki already, ngizocela ukuthi Usisi Ntswaki asondele. Oh, Usisi Ntswaki principal, okay. They just introduced me to principal. And then while Usisi Ntswaki as welcome on behalf of the center, ngizocela uba Mahlangu abe ready in the meantime so that we don't waste time. Principal, I'm telling you to Ntswaki. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our hands to Usisi Ntswaki. Okay, Isponga was pronounced as yes. Twahong. Okay, Nyabonga, Usisi Ntswaki Twahong. Ladies and gentlemen, Usisi Ntswaki Twahong.
My chairperson. My chairperson. My chairperson. My chairperson. My chairperson. My chairperson.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Colleagues, I thought we're not going to go to that part of it, but thank you so much. Let me greet everybody who attended this special day. I've been patiently praying and asking uNkulunkulu to bless this day. I've been praying for such a thing to happen in this center. But I think and I know God's time is always perfect. I so wanted to celebrate with Mrs. Makudu because of who I know her and where we come from in Alexandra. I'm the chairperson currently for 16 years now, and by the grace of God, we're still here. Let me say, MC have said it all protocol observed. Welcome to Thabisong Alexandra Daycare Center. Realeboa, your presence means a lot in this center, in ECD sector, and education as well. What I can only mention is we have two entrances. We have the small gate, the other one at the back. We have ladies and gents toilets here, and we have the two outside rooms, the other side of the parking. What I can only share with everybody today is Dr. Seuss once said, the more you read, the more things that you know. And in addition of that, the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. By so saying, I would like to say, as the community of Alexandra, as the Matthew Goniwe department, the education, the reading child will go far. The child who reads from this early age, we told or we are saying is the foundation phase. So we hope and believe this is not only going to be for Thabisong, but for the community of Alexandra. Thank you so much, MC.
I wonder, I just wanted to find out when you said, I didn't think it will go this far. I'm not sure how far you were talking about. So, I just came curious.
MC, basically, I was just saying, for us or for me and the angels and the learners of the center. For you, o dule tlasa setlhare, go tloga go na le motho a agile o plantileng the tree. So we've been patiently re ntse re tshela metsi go sefateng se hore se nne se gole so sefate se godile. Today we are patiently sitting moriting wa sefate seo. Ke a leboha.
All right, okay. Hey, yeah. When I'm taking instructions from so many people, but I will never let you down, Koko. Koko said to me, you must acknowledge Guti. There are other former students, they are here. Unfortunately, she does not remember names, but we acknowledge you. Maybe if they stand, Koko. Koko. She mentioned a few. Oh, wait, not go. Okay, excuse me, go.
Good afternoon, or is it afternoon or morning still? Afternoon. 12. Oh, good day, ladies and gentlemen. You are most welcome. Thabisong, a place of joy. That's what we mean by saying Thabisong. Amongst some of the people here today, I've got some of the teachers that came from Goniwe. I was bashayeleni izandla manje. Bateachers aqhamuka Goniwe. Abanye siyasabavumela ukuthi bazofunda la, baze baqeda la. Ukutshengisa ukuthi besingafuna udla sodwa. We wanted other people to have what we had as nursery school teachers. We were called native nursery school teachers during our days. Manje mangisho niyazi ukuthi you have known my age. On the 12th of March, I turned 92. The people here today, one of the educators, the Homo Khoni, the Gopa I am. All those are my teachers that have brought the arm. But I am on the visa. Right. And we also have some of them put in our porridge. Mangolele, I don't know if Mangolele is here. Mangolele. Africa. Okay. And then, oh, Mr. Lutswalo. Mr. Lutswalo is one of the students back in Mona. We've got people like what do you wear in the office? Jeff, one of the teachers who went through our center is Mr. Oros. Mr. Oros is not here, but one of the he's around. Oh, I am one. Mr. Oros is one of the teachers at it's not Alex High, it's what East Bank High. And then we've got our caretaker for years. He's also one who's attended here. And many others that could not make it today. But ladies and gentlemen, just to mention that amongst us who went through this place, we've got a few doctors, about 7 doctors that came out of Thabisong. We've got more teachers that I can mention. We've got 3 librarians that also went through this place. We've got 2 lawyers and 1 advocate. I can go on and on, but not to take the chairperson's time. Thank you, sir.
You know, hey, Coco, yeah. Thank you very much, Coco. And colleagues, please bear with me. Yes, and you know, if she has to go through your honor, you would know Uti. She's also part of India. Yeah, so thanks, Coco, for that briefing, and I hope everybody's been acknowledged now. Without any waste of time, ladies and gentlemen.
I forgot the most important person to acknowledge.
Ife Coco. Okay, but Ife Coco. Coco.
She's my daughter and my bodyguard for today.
Let's give Coco a hand. If bodyguard for Coco, I like Coco. You see? Hey, that's why I'm a cook. Yes, no. Energy is a second. Ladies and gentlemen, without any waste of time, as you mentioned, we were planting a seed like Alexandra, and I'm glad to plant a seed. When we because we MC Wailer, meaning MC Wailer, 9, so that tells you good day. Let me welcome our CEO. The Siposiso Matam to give us the reasons why we are here.
Thank you, Program Director. Acknowledge the Ministry of Education, Arts, Culture and Sport in Gauteng Province, Mr. Matume Chilwan, Chairman of the Board of Goniwe School of Leadership and Governance, and the entire board, led by Mr. Thabisong, the executive of Goniwe School of Leadership and Governance, Ukokoma Udu, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Makudu, principal misled me because I was following from your example. Principal. I had read it correctly, but because I was called to order in the briefing with the wrong pronunciation, so I didn't want to make the same mistake I followed from the principal. The leadership of Gauteng Department of Education that's present here today, the ECD structure of Alex that is present. I think we've invited the principals of all the ECD centers in the area, the former students of the ECD center. You are all acknowledged, even the young ones who, besides Gogo Makudu, the day is about them and their future. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Book Day was celebrated for the first time in 1995, and UNESCO then decided that the day should be celebrated annually. Since then, it coincides with the death of William Shakespeare. And related birthday, the future. So maybe they moved it to today. It was a sabotage. It will have coincided with your birthday. So the day is supposed to promote e-reading, encourage literacy, and celebrate the power of books and authors. It's supposed to inspire lifelong love of reading, particularly in children. And that's the reason why we chose an ECD center to celebrate this particular day as Goniwe. And in saying that, why is ECD an important sector? It's an important sector because it's central in reducing socio-economic inequality, given the inequalities that South Africa is faced with. And through the reading that we've done, the scientific research shows that the first 6 years of the children are the most important years in terms of development. I think again, UNESCO further says that between the ages of 0 to 5, learners develop neural connection, 1 million neural connections per second, per minute per second, for that particular period. So the neural connections basically are brain cells. It's a formation of brain cells when they connect to one another. And in Zulu, so it is at the right time that we introduce e-learning and reading to these young kids, because it is at the age where there is a formation of their brains, which will benefit them in their lifelong learning when they enter, and it prepares them for schooling when they enter into adulthood, as well as resilience in them. It also prepare them for the formal foundation phase. But I think one needs to probably maybe slightly deviate, because there's another reading that I've done. As much as we talk literacy, I'm glad Tate Matabane is here. In one of the board meetings, he was talking about 3 R's, which is reading, writing, and arithmetic. So when you read, it says that was in preparation for the first industrial revolution, just to prepare people for the place of work, basically. But over time, there's been new developments in the world. We currently are in the 4th industrial revolution, and the literacy that is required for that is slightly different for that would have prepared our learners for the first few learners at the time of, while it's still the core and the foundation for literacy. Now we talk about literacy in terms of learners understanding the artificial intelligence tools and technological tools, their ability to use them, their ability to critique them, or ethics around which ones are good, what is it that they bring into, or how do they enhance their lives and learning. We also talk about the relevance of these tools in terms of social, and then how do they solve problems. But equally important is the education of our learners will not be where we want to be if there is no investment in educators. There is no investment in leaders of education. So it's equally important that as much as we make investment in these learners, equally the same investment is also made to those who administer, those who are practitioners in the education sector. So it further says high quality early development plays a critical role in ensuring that every learner reaches their full potential in an ever-evolving world. So the investment in ECD is quite important, MEC. It is a foundation upon which every child builds cognitive ability, emotional intelligence, social connection, and physical well-being. And as Goniwe, what is our role and our understanding of what is ECD? Obviously, this refers to physical, emotional, cognitive, social, and behavioral growth of children from birth to plus or minus 8 years old. And I think I've already mentioned the issue of neurological development, that during this phase, I think 80% of the brain is developed at that time for our learners. By the age of 5, 80% of the brain is already developed. Rather. So hence, I think strides made by the government in terms of investing in ECD are do make sense and are in line with the research that has been done with ECD. But there are challenges, of course, in the sector, where we talk of unequal access to ECD, unprepared or underqualified practitioners in certain sectors, limited infrastructure, and rapid societal and technological changes. But obviously, these can be addressed. But how to address this? It's high quality teachers that we need to appoint, continuous professional development, which is part of the role of Goniwe, and state-of-the-art learning environment. So as much as we've made this small contribution, we hope it will go a long way in terms of improving the lives of the young ones. But it is a drop in the ocean. I think even if you look around, everyone can realize that there is more that needs to be done. And I deliberately not used an iPad or any technological gadget to further highlight the point of limited resources. The audience can laugh, but I can tell you now, across M1, across M3, learners in those ECD centers are talking AI, are talking coding and robotics. And you said, even the literacy that we talk about, it is the literacy that is relevant to the world of today. I thank you.
That was very symbolic of you, Mr. Mathang, not to use an iPad, just to highlight and accentuate the importance of our resources. It's the perfect way of showing it. But I think the most important thing that Mr. Mathang has said is the essence of reading, how important it is. But the key word that you used was resilience. That means soldiering on despite the difficulties. And this institution, this center, has managed to do that from being a native what to being Thabisong. So you can see that progression. So, but I just want to say, just to highlight the point, Yubuti Mandela once said, the children of today are the leaders of tomorrow. So that's why this theme is not chosen out of the blue. And education is a very important weapon to prepare them for the future roles as leaders. That was our father, Nelson Mandela. Those, ladies and gentlemen, I want to call upon on behalf of Ilokoza GDE ECD Director to come and give us the essence of ECD centers, ECD centers in communities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Untomguys. Then from there, Gogo, for now, after Untomguys, Lisa went to Biang. How's that?
Thank you, Program Director. To thank the opportunity that I've been given today. I also want to apologize for my Director Pumelelo Batla, who could not be with us today. Unfortunately, she was going to be present yesterday, but today she could not be here. Can I then say all protocol observed? But similarly, I would say greetings, ABC, greetings, Gogo, the board of Goniwe, the entire staff, GDE partners, colleagues, and the ECD sector. Most importantly, greetings. based way. People will be saying and thinking that the children are not learning, but we are saying we are learning through play. What we are doing in ECD, as the children of ECD, when you see us play, know that that's when we are learning. But when you don't see us play, know that there is something wrong with me. Children playing for a purpose, you'll see that as we are celebrating the World Reading Book today, you'll find that they are developing the emergent reading skills. You'll find that that's the reason why we now today have the emergent reading room that has been converted for the school, so that there should be learning, the reading that is happening throughout. Now that room, as we are going to be walking about, you'll see that it's not just an ordinary room. It's not like your room that you would say, I'm getting into a room and then I'm going to read. The reading room in an ECD space, it must be inviting. It must make sure that when those learners get into that room, they want to grab the books. They want to sit on the carpet. They want to read. You'll see that it's when you get into that space, it's going to be a quiet room where children, as you look at, you'll be watching them or looking at them, you'll be thinking, but they can't read. When they are then starting to pretend to read, that's when they'll be reading. In ECD, we are making sure that we lay the solid foundation for learning and develop the children holistically by preparing them for the future before they go to the big school for the formal learning. It is in books where children will be taken to a world where they have never been. A world that it is imaginary to them, where they fantasize, and in future they are introduced to that real world that they have read about. They should be allowed opportunities to develop literacy and numeracy skills in an informal way. They learn through play. I repeat, we say in ECD, the work of a child is play. In ECD, we do not pressurize the children to learn. Their way of learning should be pleasurable, not pressure. As they are introduced to the readers, the stories, they immediately and incidentally learn to read. Let's create such opportunities while we can. Now, about today's day, we are here to showcase how to create opportunities where children will be encouraged and motivated to become lifelong leaders. We have turned a storeroom together in partnership with Goniwe, with Thabisong. We have turned their storeroom into a reading room. Colleagues, I'm sure today, as ECD Directorate, we are very proud, together with Medigoni, about what we have done today. And we are saying to the entire ECD sector, the Alexandra Forum, this is not the reading room for Thabisong only. You'll be creating a roster where children will be coming to be exposed to the reading room, the Megima reading room. It is going to be accessible to all the children in the area. We are developing the love for reading. This is what we are doing today. Making means that children develop the respect for the books, the rules for the room. We are now realizing that we are now in a culture where you find that when you find a book, you no longer see the essence of the book. Previously, in the olden days, when you find a book, you would take a book to a school. You would take a book home and you would read. And the parents would read. The uncles would read for us. They will send us to buy newspapers. coming back from the store will be reading, pretending to read as if you know what you are reading. Children are going to be taught how to take care of the books. You will see some of the books are old books. Some of them have been donated by Cortlands, as old as they are. That's what it means. Actually, it's saying this book, it might be old, but it's still going to serve its purpose. A child that is able to read is going to become a confident learner. You can imagine, if I can't read, I won't be able to express myself. If they can't read, I won't be able to do the very same 1, 2, 3 equals to, because there are problem sums that I would not be able to attempt to as a child. Mind you, as they pretend to read, they will be eventually learning to read. This is what we call the pre-reading skills. Now, as a community, we need to assist and extend what is happening in this ECD center by creating an environment at home where we will read and tell the stories to the young ones so that they develop the language that we so are saying it is diminishing. It is no longer there. We no longer have a rich language. And somehow we are being fooled and thinking that if I can speak English well, then I know, I've developed a language. Mase ukhuluma isiXhosa sakho ke kuthiwa hayi akasazi isilungu lapho akusungu. Lastly, I'm challenging the community of Alex to collect the readers and the children's books and send them to the ECDs. Let's fill up those reading rooms. Let's fill up those story areas with the books that we can collect. And send them to the ECDs where we cannot read. But if we cannot afford to have children that cannot read because the ECD is unable to buy or procure the readers, let's do better as a community. I want to say in my closing, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. And thank you.
Follow.
Follow the leader.
Follow.
Follow the leader.
You know, they know how to sing that song. I just talk it, I'm unable to sing it. Singing is inside, can't come out. I'm not sure why, but at least I can appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the person who established this center as our key participant, Gogo, and who Gogo in her center becomes the first initial beneficiary of the center amongst, in fact, in the country. And people who came through Gogo include Abu Paul Mashatile, the person in front of you, and many others. We were together in the same. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to allow Gogo and follow Gogo as a leader when she showcases how she started with us and the others before us and the others after us. Ladies and gentlemen, Megi Makubo, in assistance with Ukhumuto. Let's give her a big hand. Makudu. This one. Oh, okay. Right. Makudu. Oh, I'll get it right. I know I'm following the leader. I am. Okay.
Hello. My name is Maggie Makudu.
My name is Komoto Kusila Mutela.
Your name?
Sis. Ciao. Umutaka. Hi. Ciao.
Ikutlwetse ge bana ba rona ne ba utlwile le bua le ka sekgowa re what's your name bona ba arabile okay. So let us start, continue reading.
Out of the nest, out of the nest. Baby, step out of the nest.
Mother, Mrs. Cow, are you my mother? You my mother, you my mother. Mrs. Cow, are you my mother? When can she be? Not your mother, but start with one. Come to milk, milk. That's not my mother. Come, drink milk. Where can she be? Mrs. Goat, are you my mother? You my mother, you my mother. Mrs. Goat, are you my mother? Where can she be? I'm not your mother, come eat grass, come eat grass, come eat grass. I'm not your mother, but come eat grass. Where can she be? God, put me back to my nest, back to my nest, back to my nest. God, put me back to my nest to wait for my mother. Yeah, I come, mother bit, mother bit, mother bit. Yeah, I come, mother bit. Oh, to see Jam.
So, my book, what is the name of the book?
Are you
Are you
my
my
mother?
Again, what is the name of the book?
Are you my
Where
mother?
is the mother? Hey. Now let us start with the other page. Can you see the mother?
Yes.
What is the mother doing? What is the mother doing?
Sitting.
Yeah, the mother is sitting in her nest. Then we are going to read. Mother bird laid an egg in the hen nest. She sat on it to keep it warm. Why is the mother keeping the egg warm? So that the egg can produce little chicks. Okay. Mother bird felt hungry. She flew away to find food to eat. Baby bird hatched out of the egg. He wanted to find his mother. We know we should find our mothers at all times. Okay, children?
Yes.
You like the story? How are you my mother? Asked the bird. No, but I can give you some milk, said the cow. No thanks, I must go. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Goat, are you my mother? Asked the bird. No, but might come and eat grass with me, said the goat. No thanks, I must go. Gogo found baby bird and put him back in the nest to wait for mother bird. Mother bird flew back with a fat, juicy worm. Baby bird was happy to see his mother. Did you learn much today? Did you like the story?
Yes.
We love the story. Now we are going to tell the other children what we learned today. Can we clap hands for Mother Bird? Thank you. Thank you. You enjoy the story? come back tomorrow. We'll read another story for you. Thank you.
A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Maggie Makudu, I call it right this time. Maggie Makudu, she's the founder. You can put it there. She's the founder of Filokuza, or Thabisong, ladies and gentlemen. The little ones. By the way, Lina, talk more into a molly or not, Janet. Lina, the Kilimo, Luena outside, not a holimo. Ujeta or Luena, no limo. So I hope I see the suit. All the way they were speaking English. Yeah, and Okasi. Put a Sikasiko Komora. Ladies and gentlemen, there are other guests that I'm not supposed to introduce, so I'm going to ask our chair of Meti Goniwe, Mr. Thabisong and Dati. Ambush, don't worry. I can introduce our MEC for Gauteng. And we talk about the program. MEC Katakwana, half it's out of Katakwana. Little I walk about the room. Versus the suit on. Oh, on Mrs. Okay, so but I'll tell you who are the people who will be doing the walkabout. MEC, I'm actually talking to you through him. Yeah, so I think I'm unable to introduce you, so I must tell him to tell you. It will be yourself, Chief Director Nani, and then Bob Mashango, Tom Gaise. Then I3 am a room. There's one room lapaya. Babu Mashango. Well, okay, who petty I paid. Yeah, okay, but it's okay. You're forgiven. Maybe we are another M1. But it's okay. The last room there, I'm from about my family born. I'm from the room chair. You could see, it's no longer about M1 and M3. It's right here, Ekomora. Right. That's the first one. The second one will be the last room on my left. That will be the second one. And the third one will be this one. The Age Micro will be there to show you. To showcase what each room is all about. Apayana, I don't want to let the cat, out of the bag. Apayana, you'll be looking at above M1 or Ngale or M1, 3. Then Ngale, Itrisi, Napa, phonics and everything else. So I'm not giving a lot. With those little words, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Thabisong, the chairperson of Meti Goniwe board. Thank you, sir.
Okay, no, thank you very much, Dr. Kumalo, the program director. I was told that Gauteng is moving towards a paperless society. And I internalized it. Nah? Oh, pardon me. Even the children must move in that direction. They have the capacity to. So we may have limited resources, but the MEC must pay the cost. Paperless society. Okay. Let me recognize the MEC and his office and the GDE leadership. Here I've seen head office, I've seen the Chief Director Makwakwa, the Director of Johannesburg East, the CEO of the institution, the board here present, the community structures of Alexandra representing the ACD sector, including the principal of Thabisong, where we are the founder, Ms. Maggie Makudu. It's a pleasure that we are here. If there's anything that we need to do in our education system is to strengthen the basics. If we fail to strengthen the basics, we're not going anywhere. So this is a very commendable initiative. The partnership CEO with GDE is highly commendable. And it's good that we chose to come to Alexandra so that we're exposed to the realities of slow transformation that we are confronted with. I'm introducing the MEC. A man in his early 40s, suspect, who still carries a lot of energy and vigor to do this very heavy task of transforming our education. A very, very complex, difficult task. Our MEC has developed his political consciousness very, very early in his path of development. In his early 20s, he was already a leader at school where he attended. And when he graduated to tertiary education, he was again a leader there of the South African Schools Students' Congress. And again, he graduated to participate in the broader politics of the ruling party, the African National Congress. Pardon me, I still regard it as the ruling party. We know we have a phenomenon of the GNU, but that's where we are. So he participated in the broader politics and participated in the ANC Youth League, not only as a member, but he grew up through the levels to become the chairperson of the ANC Youth League in Gauteng. And led the student struggles, the struggles of the youth. And this potential was recognized and did not end there. He's currently serving as a member of the Provincial Executive Committee of the African National Congress in Gauteng. I don't know, MEC, is it the PC or PTT? Yeah, the PTT of Gauteng, of the African National Congress. And because of his energy, his visionary orientation, and his abilities, the movement deployed him to the provincial legislature as far back as 2018 to serve there as a lawmaker. Members of the provincial legislature make the law for us. They tell us where to go, do interventions where they need to be done so that the lives of the people can be better. So he was part of the member of the provincial legislature as a member, but then further deployed to be the chairperson of the portfolio education. So his being the MEC today is not an act of accident, because he played a vital role as the chairperson of the education portfolio committee, making the law, overseeing education transformation in our province, and so on. So when the then MEC left to take up another responsibility as the premier, it almost became logical that the chairperson of the education portfolio committee should then assume the position of the MEC. And then he was appointed as the MEC for education in 2022, October. It was towards the tail end of the 6th administration. Did extremely well to propel the transformation, and this is why he was reappointed in the 7th administration to be the MEC for education, but his responsibility, because of his capacity, was then extended. So he's not only doing oversight on education, he's also doing oversight on sports, arts, culture, and recreation. So it is because of the potential that he possesses that he was given an additional responsibility to not only be responsible for education, but also look at sports, arts, and culture, which is very important for our youth. So it's a very important portfolio as well. And he's carried those two responsibilities with precision, helping us to propel the education transformation. What has struck me a lot, MEC, when they gave me some notes, is that we are observing Reading Day. Okay, it was supposed to have been yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Jacob Cower, the deputy chairperson of the board. It was his birthday yesterday. What struck me most is that you have a leader in the MEC who has a list of qualifications. A list, not one, not two. The notes articulating a list. And the highest qualification he possesses is the Master of Business Administration. So he's leading by example because he reads. If you are a leader, you must read. Because if you lead without reading, you will lead us into a ditch. So the MEC is a reader, he's a scholar, he's a visionary. So it wouldn't have been much more appropriate to appoint him as the MEC for Education, Sports, Arts and Culture and Recreation. So ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome the MEC for Education, Sport, Arts, Culture and Recreation, Honorable Matumbe Kopano Chilwane.
No, thank you. For a moment, I thought I was dying. Came worried. Sorry, I died. Thank you very much. The difficulty, Coco. Elder Coco. What the chair of the board is saying, what's Golo? When I tell these officials, how can a junior diploma wrong advisor? I'm advisor already. I just don't maybe get wrong. I mean, you must advise me. So I always tell them, you must be above me so that you can advise me. You know, how glory I know, it's a my So I hope that I meet the officials. Chief Director, who's the senior today, Dennis Makwakwa, that as you advise me, at some point, or I know, you see, I want Dr. Kumalo. Tamunare, you see, tell go to teenage, all right. What will not doctor, right? I wish you should talk. Hey. So it's important, Dr. Wisili, that I tell them and I always remind them, doesn't matter how many years, experience is good, we appreciate it, but you also need to do what you are saying. Follow the leader. So if the department is going to follow you properly, you need to demonstrate that you want to lead. But I want to speak about some of the challenges that we have in that regard. Because people tend to relax when they get appointed. I want to marry father, and then from there we believe on PS of the union. They are negotiating more like the connection. So those are some of the challenges. But thank you very much, Chair, for the great introduction. Program Director, Dr. Wisile Kumalo. The Kumalos are and they like to study. I know a couple of them who are actually doctors. I grew up on them. Malay not a doctor because his performance on the field was exemplary of a doctor. So learn a doctor. Our respected founder icon, Gogomegi Makudu or Makudu, Lego Makudu. Lego Mahala, Gomagere, Askar de Melan.
Dumela. Bonani hantle. Dumela. Very well. The chairperson of the board, Mr. Thabisong Lidimo, deputy chair, whose belated birthday was yesterday, together with William Shakespeare. Who is, by the way, was a former provincial secretary of the ruling party. I say it consciously, and he's the one who deployed me to be the chair of the portfolio committee at the time. Yeah, so I set the ball rolling. All the board members of the Goniwe who are present here, the CEO, the leadership of GDE, led by the Chief Director for Johannesburg, Mr. Dennis Makwakwa, as well as the District Director, Acting District Director. I don't know why the director is not here, but I would something that I would ask. We're honoring a very important person and icon in the sector, or I don't know, but acknowledge you as well. The principal of Thabisong Educare Center, Ms. Ntswaki to our home. Distinguished guests, educators, parents, and most importantly, our precious bundle of joy, our children. Dumelang, Sanbonani, Molweni, Molweni, Absheni, Da. To you, good day. You see, we still acknowledge. It is with profound joy that I stand before you today in this vibrant center of learning as we celebrate World Book Day under the powerful theme, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. This theme resonates deeply with our vision for education in Gauteng, where we firmly believe that the seeds of leadership are planted through early exposure to books and literacy. It is particularly special as we gather in a place with such rich history, a center that has nurtured remarkable individuals, including amongst others, as I've mentioned now, our current Deputy President of the country, our Honorable Excellency, His Excellency Paul Mashatile. I was just briefed as well by Okon Kamola, also Evan Koza, also passed through here, and many others, including our program director, who proudly continues to remind us that you are sitting in this chair every time, every given opportunity, in which demonstrate how proudly the rich history and the learnings and lessons received here. The success stories that have emerged from this sector are testament to the transformative power of early childhood education. I was speaking to the deputy chair now of the board, Mr. Kawa. Raymond, I see how Helen Okena go grade one, no one was up to official uniform, a black and white. But it's school. So, oh, Choma Fast, I know. I also been mixed. I also wanted to pump. This is ECD, but Toma was a little. So, ladies and gentlemen, we gather at a crucial juncture in our nation's educational journey. The shift is outlined of ECD from the Department of Social Development to basic education. It represents more than an administrative change. It symbolizes government's recognition that ECD is the foundation of our entire education system. The president himself, on many occasions, has acknowledged that as a country, we have taken too long and for far too long neglected the critical importance of early childhood development. Today, we are working diligently to correct this historical oversight. When I reflect on this transition, I'm reminded of the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. The universalization of ECD requires all of us, government, educators, parents, and communities, working in harmony towards a shared vision of quality early education for all our children. Our National Reading Improvement Plan is quite ambitious, but yet is essential. We know that a child who cannot read with understanding by the age of 10 is likely to remain functionally illiterate throughout their life. This is why we're intensifying our efforts to ensure that every child in our province in Gauteng develops a strong literacy skills from the earliest age possible. What excites me most about our approach is the integration of traditional reading methods with modern technology. This is important. I saw Ogo struggling about Berile. We can't do that anymore. I know that the book, of course, is what we have now, but we need to move the chair set towards paperless. We need to transit towards that particular stage. We need to change how we teach. We're always looking at TikTok videos, TikTok, some are China, and then they demonstrate. I don't know why they do that, but it's not happening. Anyway, you understand how sometimes we tend to critique ourselves too much. But however, we need to acknowledge that we need to move into that particular direction. But noting on the special situation of our country, we have to use this dual mode, traditional as well as the new innovation and technology, incorporate them together as we prepare our kids for the future. Yeah. The jumping and hoping literacy games, storytelling sessions, and even the robot-assisted learning for children with autism showcases the innovative approaches that we continue to embrace. I'm particularly moved by what I've seen here. I've picked up dedication from our educators. I've picked up the engagement now with our children. They sang. And I've also picked up the support of the community. This exemplifies the collaborative spirit that drives educational excellence. To our ECD practitioners, your role can never be overstated. You are the first formal educators of our children encounters, shaping not just the academic foundation, but their social and emotional development as well. This is why training programs provided by Goniwe are so vital. I really commend all practitioners who continually enhance their skills. To have a skilled, you can have quality education without quality teachers. So this is where we invest the most. To our honored founder, Gogo Megi Makudu, it is a privilege to be present today. At 92 years young, not old, 92 years young. I know she's very young. You remain an inspiration to us all. The reading room that will unveil today in your name stands as a testament of your lifelong commitment to education and the countless lives you have touched. Your legacy lives on in every child who discovers the joy of reading within these walls. Parents and caregivers, remember that you are your child's first and foremost important teacher. Reading to your children, engaging them in conversation, showing interest in their learning journey are simple and yet powerful acts that yield lifelong benefits. I always say to parents, there are two things that you need to do every day. Ask your child how was school. That's the first question you must ask. Every day without fail. The second one, do you have homework? If you can just do those things, the child eventually will open up. If they've been bullied, they'll tell you. If there's no teacher in the school, they'll tell you. You don't have a teacher, they have maths at school. And it's incumbent on you to stand up and go and inquire why there's no maths teacher in the school and bring it to our attention. So the most important work is done by the parent. We teach your child, but respect, tolerance, commitment, dedication, all those values, principles, values, you teach them at home. Batswadi, ukubaratisa bana ba mlahle sekolong. Atsamai. Then the next time they encounter with a child, they will report ya December, pass it or faith. The whole year, the parent is nowhere. The whole year, the school tries to get in touch with the parent. Where are you? Let's talk. The child is giving us problem. They are nowhere. So please, this is the message that I would want us to continue to advance and tell people as we move forward that they must always take active participation in schooling the lives of their own children. That would really help us. We are dealing with many issues that we should not be dealing with. Issues of discipline. We shouldn't be dealing with discipline. We can put school's code of conduct at the school and adopt it. But if the child has no respect at all, there's nothing really much we can do. But not really yet, I expel them and I tell them that for them to come back, they need to come back with a letter from a professional, whether it's a social worker, something that demonstrates they've gone through some form of reform before I take them back. Because it's pointless of taking one bad apple that has disrupted the school. They're going to be worse and deliver the problems there. You move them to another. Then you have 3 or 4 schools with a problem that was created by one person. So I tell those parents that your child has been expelled, but for him or her to come back, you need to give us something as a department that will even share with the school. That this child, yes, was expelled from Alex I, but this is the reform that is taking place. Engage the child, the family's commitment. These are the indicators that we put to determine that the child has actually gone through some form of support so that they don't repeat what they've done at Alex I, at Eastbank High. So this is what I'm always putting forward so that we really begin to deal with this problem of indiscipline in some of our schools. The ECD migration report clearly articulates that quality ECD programs serve as equalizers, helping to level the playing fields across socio-economic backgrounds. This is precisely why our department has prioritized not just the quantity, but the quality of ECD programs across our province. Our goal is to ensure that every child, regardless of their background, receives the foundational skills they need to succeed in life. So the department's annual performance plan for the 2024-25 has set ambitious targets for ECD enrollment, quality improvement. We have allocated significant resources to develop a comprehensive ECD curriculum that integrates play-based learning with structured literacy, numeracy development. As noted in our strategic planning document, the first 1,000 days of a child are the most important. That's why we're investing greatly in that particular critical period of the child's life, the brain development. So we are committed to making the most out of this window through thoughtful, evidence-based intervention. We launched a program with the minister. In fact, she said she wants to focus on ECD, which is fine. But we must never create an impression that we're starting today. I don't agree with that notion that ECD Toma no was minister. Have been coming there, we've been dealing with it. But it's good that there is a significant interest. In fact, the current budget that has been approved, the framework, has given us about an additional 10 billion rand, but that's for the whole country. So don't write me letters looking at 10 billion. Yeah, the whole country. Obviously, we might get a significant portion as a province because of numbers that we're dealing with as the Gauteng province. To just deal with this migration, but also bringing up to speed. Remember, most of the ECDs, they still practice, they've not even moved to what we're dealing with today. Here you advance. This is an advanced ECD site. There are those who are still doing the same play, eat, sleep. Still to like that. So we're moving with this budget, we're hoping that we'll get them to, obviously, to get them registered. We've got 2,500 that are currently registered. But our research gives us 10,500 plus, more than 10,000 ECD sites in our province. So we still need to help them to be registered so that we can go in and support. This I'm speaking to the forums. And these forums are very political, I can tell you. I've met them. But if you speak to them, so we did meet them. I did meet some of them who really take stock as to how can we best support. And some of the challenges, honestly, is the municipalities, which have brought in on board COCTA and others to really assist us that we deal with those discrepancies so that we can be able to register. Because some of the requirements are impossible. You can't say to ECD site or infer a report from the architects. I mean, really. There are somewhere on my panel. I don't know what go couldn't have a panda. Right? Once it is someone is we don't know, but I'm saying when they do that, and then you come to them and say, for government to recognize you, we need you to have this particular letter from architects. Where are they going to get architects to approve a site in some of the areas? It's quite impossible. So we're working with the municipalities to make sure that the ease of compliance there, that includes the health certificate letters, etc. We're working them so that we're able to ensure that we can get almost all of them. Because if we can get them to be registered, we are able to also identify where our children are, what are their needs, how can we support. That's very important. So currently we have that particular issue that we're dealing with, but we will succeed. We will get them registered. We will go and support our kids in those particular ECD sites. Because if we invest there, we won't need what we have now, secondary school improvement program that we're dealing with. We give our matriculants so that we can improve the pass rate. Or we give them extra lessons for tutoring, weekend, and holiday programs. We won't have to invest them there. Our kids will be ready by the time they get to that aspect. They'll be ready, they'll be more than advanced. And actually, we've seen that kids who have gone through ECD and deputy chair, they don't need sleep, they just advance. And this is a problem because it keeps on perpetuating the difference between the two-tier education system that we're dealing with, a chair, where our kids on weekends are in classes doing extra lessons, and other kids on weekends, this model C, these rich schools, they're playing sports. And those who do well do sports, schools that do well in sports, their children advance higher in terms of academic achievement, as opposed to that they're doing this tutoring. But also it's got to do with teachers as well. That what are they doing during the week? Don't know something to discuss here. Yes. Monday to Friday, we're not here go staff room. But all Bana Batla for Saturday and Sunday. So we need to also have look. We need to be comprehensive. But once we address here, I do believe that the investment as the exit is going to be much less. Because currently we're spending a lot of money just to get our kids to go out of formal basic education. So as I conclude, let us remember that books are not merely a collection of words and pages. They are gateways to new worlds, vehicles of empathy, and tools for transformation. When we instill a love for reading in our children, we're not just teaching them a skill, we're giving them wings to soar beyond their circumstances. As we prepare to unveil this Making Makudu reading room short, I'm filled with optimism for the future of education in our province. Through our collective efforts, I believe we are nurturing a generation of readers who will indeed become thoughtful, informed, and compassionate leaders of our society. Let us continue this important work to work together for the children before us today and for the generations to come. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a resounding. Yeah. I learned a little bit of Pedi yesterday. So I want to see if there are Pedi speaking people here. I'm going to ask in the meantime Usis Lauren Makula to come closer because we've got a very small gesture that we have to present to Ugogo Wetu. Usis Lauren, okay. Sis Lauren. This is what I learned. Kodumela Mwepatudze. Can you complete? Hahu? Yeah, but Kodumela Mwepatudze, Hahuli Humo, let's ho how sweet. Tongue twisting, you see. But in short, for us, this is in honor of Gogo. You know, you heard earlier on that room has been transformed, storeroom has been transformed. But look at the number of years that it took, all the efforts and everything. And today, she's benefiting. That's the essence of that idiom. With those little words, I'm going to ask Mrs. Lorraine, we're going to see our presenter, Ugogo. Mrs. Lorraine.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Goniwe School of Leadership and Excellence, the board and staff, I'd like to present to we have something very small, but it's going to keep you warm, Coco. For your wisdom and for everybody who's here.
Mrs. Lorraine, on behalf of Matthew Goniwe School of Leadership Board, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a token of thank you. How's again? Hey, how much is it frustana alone? How is frustana no macrizini? Surely, I'm a down in that day. Hey, wait, nana. Hey, how's again? As full control, plus the winter is going to be even colder. Yeah. Sana Marena. Sana Ibata we para Kitabadi Etabatu Alifeni Barelena Kaibata, Ibata we apara. Nitabadi pubu, nitabatu, adifeli. Kaibata, Kibata we apara. Nitabadi pubu, adifeli. Nitabatu eko. Yeah, I'm not allowed to cook. It's like a food to make a cool. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is how the program is going to unfold. I'm going to ask people to go in the space, Nana. We are going to ask following to do a walkabout, and then MEC, once more, Babu Lidimo, led by you. The first room is right up there. I said I'm not going to give a lot, but they will be followed by Chief Director Dennis Makwakwa, MGSLG board, led by Babu Lidimo. And then our CEO, Mr. Mashango, no, don't guys, this is. Whilst clients are in walkabout, ladies and gentlemen, the first room is in front of me, that will be behind you. And then the second room will be the one right at the back, the last one. The third room will be this one. And then I'll give you more cues with respect to this one. I'll wait for that. So in the meantime, can we please remain, the others will remain here. We're going to call upon my students, my learners, our honorable guest for today to give us a
So excited to use it on my nets. Can I shift the nets then so that the levels can be used?
Wow, sorry.
Actually, why are they? Because
that's what you asked, Mas. Come this side, come this side.
This one by Katie Mike. To show us the audience what is. So, they will be demonstrating to us. Let's do it.
I wanted to see the
I wait for them. Where are they? She's not together. Just wait.
You see, that is why I wanted to stand.
The one that has got number 2, that has got 2 things. Very good. Well done. Get ready then. Now we are going to jump on the one that has got number 3. 3. See? Okay. Now somebody else jump on the one that has got 3 things. Jump on it. Jump on it. Thank you. Well done. Retlosheba ena le ntho tse 4.
Attention. 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 Wow. Attention. Attention.
Re shebe tsena le ntho. What's happening now?
I think it's the shadow. It's the shadow. But you can just the victim also.
We'll move.
No, it's not the shadows. Just continue.